All right, good morning and good afternoon, wherever you're at around the world. We're here with another exciting session, our Join the Journey Spark Zambia coaching session with Sarah Alexander and the ladies, obviously, in Zambia. And today's session is going to be on value proposition, just thinking about your business and what value do you offer the customer. So Sarah is a helicopter pilot by trade, but also an MBA graduate and just has a lot of background in business. And I know that she's just gonna really dive deep and it should be exciting. So Sarah, over to you. And then Noreen, let's do some quick intros after Sarah gives a quick hello.
Well, thank you for the introduction there. As you said, my name is Sarah Alexander. I am a Navy helicopter pilot by trade, but I'm currently stationed at the Pentagon working for the admiral in charge of the strategy division. So I think there's a lot of parallels between the strategy that we work on and the strategy that you have for your businesses. At the end of the day, strategy is strategy. It's how you view things. It's how you kind of come up with a game plan of how you're going to approach whatever it is you're doing. So I earned my bachelor's degree from the Naval Academy and then completed my MBA a couple years ago through Keenan Flagler. And I'm excited to be here with everyone today. I'm going to apologize ahead of time. My voice is a little scratchy, so I'm hoping that it makes it through a full hour. Um, so just since I'm kind of losing my voice, we'll make sure that today is very interactive. And I'm looking forward to hearing everyone's thoughts. So with that, I'll just take a moment and let everyone introduce themselves.
Okay, thank you so much, Sarah. So I'll start with me. My name is Nareen Sakala. I'll be the one interpreting as you speak in English, and then I'll be interpreting in our local language so that the women might have a better understanding of what we are discussing. Thank you. So I'll go ahead and introduce our women. We have four right now, but many are coming. Supposed to have about 14, so many are coming as we go on. They're just a little bit late. So I'll start from this side here. So here I have Beauty. Beauty sells fresh fish. So Beauty sells fresh fish just around market or pizza. Okay, so she doesn't really have a stand, so she just goes door by door, market by market, selling her fresh fish. And then by Febi. Okay, so here we have Febi. Febi sells second-hand clothes just by the market. And then there we have Eunice. So Eunice, I'm going to say okay, so we have Eunice there. She sells charcoal, beans, brown nuts, and fritters. And then behind there, we have Edda. Okay, so there we have Edda behind. She sells groundnuts, rice, and maize sap. Thank you. So these are the women's that we have for a moment. Over to you.
Awesome, thank you. So today we're going to be discussing value propositions. So value propositions, that is what is going to make you competitive. I think this program that you all are involved in is really important in that it provides some startup funds for all of our entrepreneurs. But in order for this business to keep going, you need to be able to pay back your loans so we can pass it on to somebody else who's deserving. And in order to do that, you have to be successful with your own business. And to be successful, you need to outperform or outcompete similar businesses and be attractive to customers. And so for that reason, value propositions are so important and it's what's going to make you competitive. So I will pass that back over to translate.
All right, thank you. So welcome back to topic here, it's a value proposition, eh? Value proposition bakamba titonzendiseba business mu kyalo ekikyakuti tirinama sindimo mwe kamugulisa rice o sindimo mwe kamugulisa fresh fish sindimo mwe kamugulisa salawula sindimo mwe kamugulisa vitumbo ni bambi so bakamba ti topic yatu ya lero tifanga kuiona na kuinvestisa mani value proposition because tiri mu kyalo kiri business in a competition, right? So a value proposition is that it business ya ikule muri market yakuti muri bantu bambiri bamene bagulisa bamene tigulisa nice, right? So tivesese pamene apai. All right. Okay, thank you, and over to you, Sarah.
Thank you. So value propositions are going to be important to your business for multiple reasons. So starting out with just a couple, we have differentiation. So a well-defined value proposition sets your business apart from competitors by highlighting what makes your product or service unique and better. It helps you stand out in a crowded marketplace and also gives customers a reason to choose you over the alternatives. Then we also have customer focus. A strong value proposition demonstrates a deep understanding of your target customers' needs, their pain points, their desires. By addressing these effectively, you can create a compelling reason for customers to engage with your business. It also helps with price justification. So maybe what you're selling is slightly higher price than what your competitor is selling. Well, a strong value proposition justifies the price that you're asking for your product or service. If customers perceive the value to be greater than the cost, then they're more likely to make a purchase without hesitation. So I'm going to pass that back over for Translate.
Okay, thank you. So the value proposition is that it business here to ikule, they understand market yatu na ma competitors ebinedimwe nabantu bamenye kulisa na ma products same ma competitors. So value proposition is that tandizira kuziba kuika mutengo watu ichichamene na order nizachika pa muteko bwanji kuti naine nichikudisa kaitoze chikudisa baseme imwe mugulisa nsomba basala ula bangala line chuka kuja kubofika uko bonze ni sala ula yaka o bonze ni tomate bonze ndimwe bansomba munga kutokusowete kuche chilaine ni chansomba ichilaine ni chasala ula and then manje ni bandani bazagulaine. So value proposition is that tandizira kuti determine nanga ni mutengo wabu ni vabwanje pamene na order. First bizanda ndiziza nizibe ni vabwanje pamene na order. Ni mtengo wabwanje pamene nizaika. Kuti bantu banigure basagure paja babagure pani nai. Okay, all right. Thank you, and over to you, Sarah.
Thank you. So over to the ladies now. Can you think of some other reasons why this might be important?
Pardon? Hi, Sarah.
Oh, yes. So,
okay.
Say that again?
Yes, sure. Come again.
Oh, yes. I wanted to pass it over to the ladies now and just see if they could think of other reasons why this value propositions might be important.
Okay. So, wafunza ati muganiza kwani muganiza kuti value proposition ingatitandizire bwanji or ili important bwanji ku business yatu. Just try to understand value proposition. This is not understand value proposition. Okay, just give me a moment just to explain a bit on what value proposition is so that they can answer the question properly. Maybe they just missed it a bit. So, value proposition, maneno zinakambilai kuti ni vintu vamene mungachite mwe different business yanu so that mungaleko osiyanako na banzanu so that baja banzanu bakule palino imwe business yanu sechani ikule. So question yatu batifunza kuti ili bwanji important ni wana bwanji kungala important value proposition topic ya value proposition for business yanu. So
very much nsomba so uzakula nsomba uzakula mabrimu uzakula na fresh uza na smoke then batebeka kamba chise tiri bambiri stikwana bazatenga chamasi then bachaka bati setimafuna chabe vikulu tinkala bangono batenga ma dream so chasala manje record ama-size yonse yamele bafuna abantu.
Okay, all right. So from Beauty, she's saying she feels value proposition is going to be important to her business because from the understanding, she's saying it will help her to understand her customers better. She has given us an example of she sells fish. So she says there are two types. You find that there are two, as you are selling your fish, there are two types of families. There are others who are, it's a large family, and the others, it's just a small family. So value proposition, it will help her to know, to balance up her orders, to say, I need to order, let's say, sizable fish or small fish, and bigger ones, or brims, we call them brims. And so the brims will fit for a smaller family, and those smaller ones, because there will be a lot of them, so they will fit in a big family. So a big family will be able to buy from her because the smaller ones are going to be enough for that family because there will be a lot in the pack. And then a small family, they can buy maybe 2 big ones because there's just maybe a family of 2 or 3. So value proposition will help her to balance up her orders to suit her customers, to know her customers' needs. I think that's how I understand it.
Yeah, no, that's a great example, and kind of hits a few of the other reasons that I wanted to mention, which is attracting the right customers. So, like she said, you have a bunch of different types of customers, but you want to make sure that they're matching well with your business. It also helps with adaptability. So if there's different types of customers that come to your stand, you can make sure you're adapting to the changing market and the changing customers. It can also help with sales and conversion. So a compelling value proposition can significantly improve how many of your customers end up buying something. And then finally, it helps with reputation building. So a unique value proposition contributes to your brand's identity and reputation. So with the reputation building, so all of the customers that are coming to her stand, or I think she said she didn't have a stand, but when they're buying fish, you know, they're going to be able to find the right amount and the different sizes, like she was mentioning. So she is identifying the different customer needs, which is the key to a good value proposition.
Okay, thank you. So wakabatembera answer not pasa beauty. So wakabati answer not pasa yashita explain vitu vambili maninga must have explain vitu vambili. For example, washita mo explain wakabati makababa pali kushita balance kushita identify ma families yali different. So must pasa example ya family ngono na family cool. So imwe kuti mwachitenga chija chintu mwachikamba kuti oh mushita consider kuti kuli mabanja ya kulu na ngono. That is one key value proposition to your business. Because mwashita consider sinabasiye bajai sinashita bata nyotecha somebody kuruka ingeza menzi naenda kwa mtachela cha tuma family ngono. But in fact that mwashita consider kuti kuna families ngono na ma families yakulu. Mabawa dela nsomba bajaka wakasoma zipeza nsomba iyo na eva yona tinchali. It's one of the number one key ya value proposition. Because in return imwe izashita present ku society is a beauty na reputation yani yabu oh ba beauty our beauty bamangala na nsomba zabu oh nsomba zili zonse size zili zonse kwa beauty zesta chani uzazipeza.
It's very in depth on the translation, huh?
But abauza ko banzao bauza banzao kuti oh mungati mufuna nsomba zili zonse muzazipeza kuli ba beauty bamapezekana ma sizes yandi. So at the end of the day it's one of the key factors yakuti one
that's neat how they and are able to help the families.
And again, it helps you to build your a proper reputation mu community mangala na mbili ya bwino na ma customers yanu, and then you can mzangala na ma customers ya bwanji yandi and then at the end of the day business yanu stashani your business will grow all right, thank you, and over to you, Sarah.
Thank you. So I now discussing I think we need to just hammer down exactly what is it. Let's define a value proposition and why it matters. So a value proposition is an innovation or a service or a feature intended to make a company or your product or your service attractive to customers. So could we ask the ladies where they do most of their business? Is it at home or is it at the market? Do most of the women, do they sell their products? Is it at home or do they have a business like set up, or is it at a market?
Okay, so we have different. Some they're at the market, some at their stands at home, and then some they just move around from like door to door selling in their maybe customers that they've already established or new customers just passing through the market, the compound, just carrying their products maybe on a carrier and something. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, perfect, thank you. So, if for those of you who sell at the market, you're having stands at your home, customers have to come find you. But if you're at a market, like markets can be really busy, and customers can be maybe overwhelmed with options. So they only have a brief moment to form an impression of your business before they decide if they want to come up to your stand or into your business and take a look at what you're selling, or if they want to move on and go take a look at your competitors. So you only have a brief moment to kind of form that initial opinion in your customers' minds. So talking about the different components of a value proposition. So we have, what is the customer's problem? What is the solution that you're offering? What is unique differentiation that makes you different? And then what are the benefits? So starting with customer problem. So a problem could be they need access to education, or they need access to banking, there's no bank nearby, or maybe their problem is they're hungry and they need to come buy fish, or maybe their problem is they don't have any shoes and they need to come find some shoes. So those are some examples of problems that you are going to solve. So I'll give you a moment to just translate that. We have customer problem, and then I'll touch on solutions, differentiation, and benefits.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so but this difference that understand value proposition. This that understand so we understand the ikamba kuti value proposition zakuweza kufuti imwe mgulisa ntsomba imwe mgulisa salala sinzi imwe mweka so ni chintu cha bwanji chamene imwe muchita different or chamene chilipo different for business yanu ingakaleka pena nikapakili ingakaleka pena ni quality ingakaleka pena ni pa location pamene muli ni chani chamene chikupangani different kuli baja bela kulisa salawula benalo kuli baja bela kulisa nsomba benalo ai so iyo ndiye value proposition ai so imwe ngati mwachita ku attach your value proposition to business plan muzaona kuti business yani izaenda pasogolo and then bena ngomba besa ine nilibe value proposition or nizaipanga bwanji so nje bani watipunzisira bakamba tikulima step side for you to come up with that value proposition. But number one to say you have to first identify in community problem in China and then uzabweleza solution. So but first about problem just identify. So in my when you and you have to identify problem in community in China when we are every day. You go there, ninja, but not every day was so one mapanga in China, kifanya kugusa China chakudya. Nzakusa chakudya brand. Nzakulisa nsomba. Ai, ngati ndimo mzaona ni problem bwanja amene facing abantu maningi. Awu muntu aliyeza fanya kuvala. So, kushita solving a problem zesta chani. Kusende oja kuvala ai. Aha, so ndiye step 1 yamela tuza kuti come up na iyo value proposition pachani pa business yake. Okay, thank you, and over to you, Sarah.
Thank you. So we just talked about what is the problem that the customer has. So the problem is they need banking, they need access to a bank, or their problem is that they're hungry. So what is the solution that you're offering? Maybe you're offering a way for customers to access their money, or maybe you're selling food, and the food is going to solve their problem of that they're hungry. Or maybe they are cold and you're selling blankets and you're going to solve the problem of that they're cold by giving them something warm. So that is the problem that they're having, and then that's your solution. So here we run into the issue of, well, maybe there's a lot of people at the market selling food, or maybe there's a lot of people at the market selling blankets. So now we need to figure out what makes you different. What sets your business apart? If you're selling food, maybe you are selling the freshest food or the most inexpensive, the lowest price. If you are the example of banking, customer can't access, is having trouble accessing a bank, maybe you provide mobile banking, and then your unique differentiation that you're offering is that customers can access their money everywhere and transfer funds easily. Maybe if you're selling blankets, the customer's cold, you're selling blankets, that's your solution. And what makes you different is that you sell the thickest, warmest blankets. That is just an example of maybe what makes you different. And then when you talk about the benefits, that's kind of similar there. You know, are you selling fresh food? Are you selling larger quantities? Are you selling at a better price? Are you in a better location and your customers don't have to travel as far to get to you? So those can be added benefits of your product. So I will pass that back over to you to translate.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. So bakamba testakamba pali problem ai. And then tikatoka pali problem taishita identify ni chani chamene kuno ku area bantu chamene bafuna. So picking up a business yati tinasifunzai. Sasa picking a manje nanga is a solution manje ni chani nje yo business yametina yamba tayiyamba. Yogulisa salaula, yogulisa tumbua bantu sibambili bamene bakakwanise bread ai. Bread in 15 kwacha. Banyumba balipo 20. Chawama taje vitumbua va 1 kwacha. And then imagine ni chani chamechi salengesa kuti bantu babwere bagule vitumbua valimwe basakule vabajai o bakazigula pabaja pati babwere bambili pachani balimi ndiye manje ya manager chani value proposition ya mene muzaika lese ngati mugulisa govara bantu bambili sama kwanisa kugula govara va mshop ninga odeko pa musalaula bambili bazambo gula but kuti bakazigula bambili nabaja bamumayaji kuti ngazigulisa pamtegodu nizaoda govara va bwanje Matako kwa value proposition is about quality. Ija kuti na muna itantika pa wa bwela na highlights. Na muza ni 100 kwacha, ni 50 kwacha. Azanigu. Iyo ndiye value proposition ya mwema chani. Mwashta attach ku business yani we so that baja wakane basi baja pane bapa ni kwa kulisa salaula babwile pani mwai. And then nikumbukira ba units wanatupa for example say ine ni magulisa vitumbua. Ine shitumbua changa wakachiti. Uzafuna na mailo kachiti. So meaning na wewe ndiye quality ya mimi naona itako kupanga chitumbua cha bwino cha baking powder tukachisuna chili bena sala dai bonse bantu bazenda kujai. So cha number 1 umopeza problem. Cha number 2 umopeza solution. Nanga ni chani cha mechi zale ngesa manje kuti bakastoma babwere munkale different kuli bata bantu bonse bamene bashita chani bagulisa ija product ya mene mushita chani mugulisa ndiye value proposition ya mzee kako yakuti mzako kuisa vintu vina quality ngani ma blankets ni yakulu ya bwino ya South Africa ngati ni salaula ni ya quality ngati ni nsomba ni za fresh ngati ni rice ili bemiala so bonze taikako kataka uniqueness kamera za tizibilako all right, thank you and over to you, Sarah.
Thank you. So I want to take a moment. Well, first off, I'm impressed about how well behaved all the kids are because I have a toddler and she would not be as well behaved as everyone over there is. So very impressed. But then let's take a moment and I want to pass it back over to the ladies and just kind of see, now that we've kind of talked about value propositions in a little bit more depth, if they can take a moment to reflect and just A few of them provide examples of what they think. Now, talking about it a little bit more, what their value propositions are or what they are bringing that's different.
Okay, so what that mukumvera explanation taimverai tambera takambako value proposition takamba vambirai so apa manje vatifunza that each chila muntu
Yeah, it looks like we have a big crowd now.
chila muntu
Good
na
to see
chila
so many
muntu
people here.
atiuze value proposition yamene anayikako ku business yake sindimwe mweka wamene mugulisa nsomba ndise vambiri so imwe chamene chimalengesa kuti vagwere pa nsomba chani imwe chamene chimalengesa kuti vagule vitumbua vani imwe chamene chilengesa kuti vagule rice yani ni chani so tizayambira na va Eda. All right. Okay. So from Eda, what we are hearing is she sells rice. So she's saying on the part of rice, what she does is she makes sure she orders quality rice, and then knowing that there are a lot of people who sells rice in the community, for her she has just made at least a little bit difference in the amount of selling the price. So her price is a little bit lower from many others out there that they sell the rice. Thank you. Can we hear from someone else? When I'm done, Eunice. Value proposition kwanja mnaika ku business yani.
Okay. Pamene ndimachita ine vitumbua vimangana na vantu vambiri. Let's nshava. Kuli vamene vafuna nshava zakudya na vamene vafuna nshava zosatwa te. So ndimasiyanisa ndizati kuli venangu azakula nshava zakudya. Kuli venangu azakambatia ndifuna nshava zosatwa. Kuli venangu vafuna vitumbua va baking powder. Leala bagulisa vitumbua va East. So naona nemune wakati vitumbua va baking powder vienda because kulibe vamene vali navo vamene vapanga. And venangu vapanga tung'ono neni kuja vanga va baking powder nishava nipima na neni pakisako. Kuti vantu vachite bwanji mapwezi. Maracha siningapine same na vanzanga sivizaenda. Sometimes yanga siyazaenda. Na neni pakisako kuti mashanga achite bwanji yaende vitumbua nikuja kuti vantu vagule na quality the moment vipangira cheni mwine wangu. I'm very proud because sivingala visira 10 hours in Kipasi.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So from Eunice, she sells fritters, she sells groundnuts, and then she sells charcoal. So what she's saying is on the fritters, she has observed to say a lot of them in the community or nearby where she sells from, they sell fritters which they are made, they put yeast. So there's baking powder and yeast. So she has seen none in that area mixed for baking powder. And she had to receive a lot of people coming, why can't you make for baking powder? And then she started making, and she has seen to say she's the only one, and people love them a lot because of the way she makes them. So that's the one difference that she makes. And a lot makes for yeast, but her she has added even the ones for baking powder. And then in terms of groundnuts, some they just sell groundnuts, you buy, and then if you want maybe to use that groundnuts maybe to make a sauce or to make porridge, you have to buy and then you go and make that, go and pound it yourself. So she makes sure she prepackages the already pounded groundnuts for those that wants to go just buy and go maybe put in their relish or in the porridge. So she prepares the raw one and the pounded one. And then in terms of charcoal as well, she makes sure she packs them to according to the sizes that people need, looking at the community where we are. So it's not everyone that would buy a 20 kwacha plastic. So she makes sure she starts from a lower note on the 2 kwacha, 3 kwacha, 5 kwacha until instant kwacha to cater for everyone. So anytime a customer comes, they'll find that what they want, she has. Thank you.
Oh yeah, no, those are great examples. Honestly, that is awesome. Having a better recipe than everybody else is a huge bonus for your value proposition. So big props there. Can we ask, does anybody else have some ideas for their value proposition?
I had anyone. Okay, so from Yvonne sells chickens. So she's saying she makes sure that where she orders the chicken, because we have different types of is it real in these chickens? So some they use feed and a little bit of chemicals for them to grow so fast. So for her, you'll find that those chickens that are fed with chemicals, they don't really taste nice when you cook them. Even the cooking, it's kind of difficult to just prepare them because they're too tender. So when you want to prepare, it will just give you problems. So she makes sure that she goes for those that they do not have any chemicals. They are naturally brought up to the month of being sold out. And she has observed that a lot of people come to buy from her because each time she sells from a person will recommend another to say, let's go and buy from this site because their chicken is nice. And looking at the market for chicken, is a lot. Everyone nowadays is rearing chickens everywhere, their homes, maybe a committee and stuff. So for them to grow up fast, they feed them with a lot of chemicals, different chemicals, and which are not good for our bodies. They're very harmful. So people will rush for a natural chicken when they find one. So that's one of qualities. Thank you.
That is another amazing example. So thank you so much for sharing that. That's great. So the last kind of thing that I really want to focus on today is knowing your customer, right? Because it doesn't matter if you have a great value proposition that you think is good if your customer doesn't think it's good. If they don't see the benefit in what it is that you are doing, even though you see the benefit, then it's not going to be effective. So I want to talk a little bit about knowing your customer. So here there's 3 factors that I want to discuss. We have cultural factors, economic factors, and social factors. And I'll give you a moment to translate that, and then I'll dive into each.
Okay, so apa takamba vambiri examples yambiri so kila muntu pamene tinkala tikaziyaganyiza machanichi values that deliberate and protect create. And then our next topic amnakamba titizayanga napo tisina tionesese ni customer focus side tiyanganisisa nini, because this again ndiye kwekuchokera value proposition ikulu maningi amenga business yatu kwenda pasoko, right? So tizanga nako pali ma customers yatu yazati endesera bwanji business yatu pasoko. Okay, thank you, and over to you.
Thank you. So we'll start with some cultural factors. So feel free to jump in here if you think I'm misrepresenting or anything. But so my understanding of where you all live is collectivism is really important. So your society, as I understand it, places a strong emphasis on family and your community as a whole. So decision-making may involve input from extended close-knit social circles. Then there's also respect for elders. Respect for elders and authority figures can be very important. Businesses that demonstrate a sense of respect or deference in their interactions can build trust with the customers, especially those who may be a senior. And then religious beliefs. So religion plays a significant role or can play a significant role in understanding the dominant religious beliefs and values of your customers can help kind of tailor your marketing messages and the way you interact and make sure that it's appropriate. And then also some traditional practices such as clothing choices, how people eat, and then their purchasing decisions can make be affected as well by traditional. So things like that, and then we'll jump to economic. And then also if anybody has any other cultural factors they want to add.
Okay, thank you. So vakamba kuti tichiti understand customer takamba customer focus sai tichiti understand munjira bwanji or value proposition yake desirable mu bwanji vakamba tine mafactors yambiri amefanga kuyangana poi kuli economical, social, cultural nyambiri. So vakamba tine economic because imefanga mwambiri economic bwanji ni kwa bwanji kwa mimi ndaboika mtevai iyo njeza cha determine another factor ya value proposition. And then vakamba pali social. Ai, mu community mametichokera. Muri vantu vosiyana siyana. Ai, muri vana, muri vakuru, muri vambiri. Tivatenga bwanji, sister relate nawo bwanji. Ai, because vanonga kambire mfana sinde vanonga kambire na muntu mukuru. Ai, customer utamena bwera pa table pako, o amena bwera pa door pako. Because vonse bija veo zachita. It will affect what business. Hey, ngasiwa pasa ule, ngasiwa kabisa ule. Wazando zako banzao, yeye wajabi ule msinga wakule kuna mbona kulisa gabu. Azaenda kwina why? Again, but is a religion factor. Macheche ziyasiyanai na kwa metichokera visiyana. So kuipina amboa wewe sifa kulisa nkumba, we ichichaso vovala baso, iyai, ivi baso, so vonse kutikali beko yamba kuchita I am a business ya tutayanga na ma customers yatu na I am a factors ya mea chani attached to them. And then what for example, maybe sometimes kuna ma traditional or cultural factors. Meambo if that's all we are stinga kundise VI ni maloza kugulisa maybe tuma beats kapna tigulisa mu nyumba iya tutumangwa tosha singa gulisa hapa okuniva ba church vale sai if singa gulisa kwa church vale samazani ona point bakanipesa paso so petista business tifanika tashita consider yonse aya ma factors at the end of the day ndisha mitiza tutandizira kuti chitechani build business yake because mo social factor tinawo ma customers related to that traditionally tinayo ma customers jamani bakuchechi obeba pita na njira bakupelesha bivane wabalira mabalira kuna musaza kugula makambidwe chabe bena musaza kugula maonekedi anda tunapempela kuchani sasa kugula so all those as we are doing businesses ndio ma factors ametifanya katika surround chani business yake so batifunza tukapenda kuliko ma factors yenango especially culturally or traditionally amene yanga stay tinga stay consider pametista business yake yadiko ni abwani. Okay, over to you as they are still thinking of other traditional factors.
That's okay. All right, so we'll jump into some economic factors. So just a couple to touch on here. So price sensitivity. Many of your customers may be very sensitive to price. And so you want to make sure you're offering affordable options that demonstrate your value for money. But you could also have a range in like a range in income of your customers. So some people may be willing to spend a lot, but then other people may be not willing to spend quite as much. So varying ability to spend money makes people very price sensitive. And then also the informal economy setup where, yes, there are a lot of markets and business storefronts, but there's also a lot of value placed off of door-to-door sales. And then kind of like locating around. So I know when we're talking about fish, we sell door to door, and you may not have a stand. So it can be very informal in that you can move around a lot, and customers may value your ability to kind of meet them in different areas. So different things to think about there with economic, with price sensitivity, and just understanding the purchasing power of your customers and how much they're willing to spend. I think it's the most important there for the economic factors.
Okay, so testachukwako takambako pali ni social ijai. And then bakamba manje pali economic factor tingaisebenzise bwanji ku business yathu kuti ingale one of building ko value proposition. Right? So bakamba nikuyangana mwanga pamenza tenga example yamenza tipasa values. Tina ma customers yali different. Futhi zatenga example yamenza tipasa va builds. Yakuti tina ma families yali different. So paja peti order vindu o peti gulisa tifani katashita consider ma family yonzai sikuti tizakuza chabati nsomba ni 100 kwacha sikonza zakwanisa kugula nsomba zija pa mtengo 100 kwacha. It's either makala masanka ma sizes yali different okay utete wanika kwa tumuno na baje bakwanisa kugula ko za 20 kwacha bakudeko nangu nyimala tikambira chabati 10 kwacha nanga ambuya baje bali na 2 kwacha nishisi bazaje. So at least muzazi wa moiza pemira okay toto kwacha tumakali ko so 3 kwacha tusuja tiza timu community moment chokera tina abantu bana ma economic status ya yosiyana sibonse bali na ndalama especially monga bakambati monga bamene mu mapita mo door to door timaona na ma situations sometimes padopa yoza pipi uzana na padoche byaonekera uzakambati abakanifunza at least ngabauzeko na sa 20 kwacha zilimo zabasangira mo tungono ukapita padope nango abana kutono tungoto lezi naguisa baja 20 kwacha abana ngabagulise 50 kwacha because tishta access ma customers yet. So notiti tibachinga jana ngatacha suppose ni mosa ukabanda lama oye tenti balance sai tizaona tikumu balancing tizashta incorporate or tizabaleta bonse bamozi machani ma customers yatu baje bali na drama ingono bali na drama kakulu na bali na drama kulu bonse bazashta chani bazatigula tenti bashte consider tizaona tikaiona yopo kama prices yatu tizaona ti business yatu bonse ma customers ka 2 kwacha uza do back ka 5 kwacha uza do back ka 50 kwacha uza chani uza do back at the end of the day.
All right, thank you, and over to you.
Thank you. So then the last one we're going to talk about is social factors. So we already kind of mentioned a little bit, but family and community influence can be huge and often play a role. So your family's inputs, community inputs can play a significant role in shaping customer decisions. So word of mouth, referrals, and mostly reputation. Very powerful marketing tools, but can also really be a detriment if you don't have a good reputation. So how your family and your community view you and view your business, which are one and the same, are going to be huge, either to helping your business or to hurting your business. And then we have can be a difference between the urban and the rural areas. So you may have a variety of different customers coming from more agricultural background or more people coming from the city, and they may have different needs as well. So just keeping that in mind. And then last social factor, technology can play an increasing role, whether that be online shopping now being a factor or mobile banking and paying that way. Just offering different options can also be a big factor. But the biggest one here for social factors, I would say, is family and community influence and really building and using your reputation within your family, within your community to kind of help your business there. So just to reiterate, so we've touched on now some cultural factors, some economic factors, and some social factors. Those all make up understanding your customers. And like I said before, understanding your customers and making sure that you are in tune with what your customers want is going to be huge, because it doesn't matter if you see the value in your value proposition and in your business, your customers have to see that value. So there, I'll pass that over to translate.
All right, thank you. So bakambati on the
I love the
social
way you're layering it.
and the social factor na family factor. It's very important. Just my factors that make come back why the economical, social, the combination cultural factors. They are the important, right? Because especially one, the social factor and family. In the society, we need to choke it, right? Abantu bamene bafite cyane bamene batigula abantu bamene bafite cyane batigula so ngati still building my relationships ya bwino mu community ona ma families yake zizapeza titilibe ma customer kozi nje kwamene vyambi uzatapa muntu azasiye okugula nsomba paja panyumba ndacheka mbirozi but nchiwalipo wogulisa nsomba azakusiya wogulisa tomato paja and ogula ku market sima bichitaka just because wajasona nitambise bwino singawagule na tomato yako nizazipanisha ni kutoka kuja kwatu kuchawama kubwera kutoka kukuku kubwera kuno kuchawama market kugula cho tomato kozi abachabe sona niyanke bwino but the bad relationship ya bwino so maintaining a clear and nice relationship and reputation community chokera mu community is very important, especially with our customers or with everyone else. Sisi wameanza butigula na right na wapita chana njira wajabe bamvera na bechi bamene muza kambira na u customer ni dila pali chizamu imilika kuti bali bwino ba ninga guleko mwe bamene bakambira o bamene bashitako encourage jo bamene nza pogula nenzo yopa isopo kuuse ni nenzo yopa isomba kuigula sinzi babeni ngaipikira but bamene bakambira wauzira budget you can cook this fish like this I think nine nigga good was anything that pikira you see that relationship that you've created so that's social impact that you've created in the society. It will help your business grow. It will help you bajabali teni bamene uli nabo kuleta bali 80 ba customer bamene ufuna because of a good reputation and a good relationship in society.
All right. Thank you. Over to you, Sarah.
Thank you. So that concludes everything that I have to talk about today. So just a quick recap. Understanding value propositions. So value propositions, it's going to be what makes your business or your service attractive to customers. It's going to be what makes you stand out. It's going to be what makes customers want to choose you over your competitors. That includes differentiation. It's going to increase the number of sales that you have. And a big part of that is understanding your customers, including the different factors, cultural, economic, and social factors we talked about, and really building a good reputation with your customers is going to go a long way, and understanding their needs, whether it be price sensitivity or different traditional factors such as respect for elders or religious beliefs. All of those kind of tie into what's going to make you successful. So with that, that's all I have to cover today. So if anybody has any questions, I'll turn it over to questions. Otherwise, that's all I have. And thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. So to conclude, better punzira lero bakambati value proposition kubweza pokala style ni chintu chamene uzachita ku business yako chamene uzaka ku business yako kuti iwe unkale unique unkale osiyana ako pabonse bajamene ogulisa nawo nsomba pabonse bajamene ogulisa nawo mawigi nango masaluni ali 10 but uzangalapo different nangu basalaula bali 20 iwe uzangalapo different atani bakambati chamene chingati helping ile kuti chite I am a value proposition at 77 or state generate or tiapange ni chani ni factors ya one social, economical, and traditional cultural factors. Social, bakambati to build a nice reputation and relationship muchani mu society or market pamene sigudi sida. Economical, tibashite understand my needs yao ba customer batu. Tiziwa kuti kuli makonemela wasawa kana bajibira tunjana kuli mabanja ya kulu na yangono pamene tipanga tabashita consider family kulu ndiyeko tunsomba utu pamtengo waso tututumboa tutwa 1 quarter 2 quarter you know that's economic fight once tabaganizi and then traditional or culturally and regional let us have respect for everyone. Naye mu society mwameti mwenye wakuru na bana bamakamba ati mwana ngatuzampasa ulemu naye pesa za kupasa ulemu za kutukua naye so ngatufuna ulemu zipasa iwe wepa ulemu mpasa na ulemu nabe na muzawa na kuti business yatu makastoma zezambo sachani yazambo bwera yetu babiri beuli nao bazakuletera bali 98 bali 20 bemuzakanga because of your good relationship, your good reputation. Naye vivonse bamene mwaika mubeta kamba ma aspects muzawa na tizakuletera ni 80% pamoja mwakala na zingati 100%. Wakati marketing, my customers yani amene yaja because of you're a nice person. All right. Questions? As we close. Mafunzo. Okay, thank you. So they're just saying Vamveka, meaning they've heard and they've enjoyed the session. The topic is a great one actually. It's really important that these women, as they're doing their businesses, they know how to sustain them. They know how to keep going. They know how to even win more customers at the end of the day through this simple practice of our daily lives. Because most of them, we feel for our business to grow, one has to go and advertise on the TV or maybe just do something extraordinary. But through these things that they can be do in their daily life, like communicating with their friends, just being socially nice, build a nice reputation, consider their customers' needs, and just all these can still help their businesses. So I'm glad today that we've learned how they can build their businesses on their level. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you so much for your amazing translation today. You definitely make or break this. You are amazing, and thank you to all of our amazing women. And I wish them the best of luck in their businesses.
Thank you so much.
Amen. Well, I'm glad it was such a great session, and I can really feel the energy. I mean, I think you're right, Noreen, is that they realize that they can take their businesses forward, and that's what it comes down to, is using these skills. And I think what you brought to the table, Sarah, is a mindset thing. You know, we don't think enough about our customers, where they're coming from, and you have to think about all those things. So I look forward to seeing the results, and let's get after it, right? Well, with that, let me take a group photo, if you don't mind. Is everyone ready? Can you smile, ladies? Get together.
Closer to one another.
All right, there we go. All right, ready? One, let me make sure I got everyone here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Let me do one more. Ready? Ready, guys? 1, 2. There we go. Seeing more smiles. Awesome. Okay. Well, hey, thanks again, ladies. Such a great session. And let me pray us out here.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Hold on.
Oh, what?
I'll just pray us out. Lord, thank you for this session and the ladies and just what you're doing here to help them grow and flourish. And we know we just want these seeds of wisdom to bear fruit and to see them succeed, and just allow them to have great customers and to serve their customers, and Lord, pay it forward in their own lives. So we just give these ladies to you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, good stuff. Well, again, we're so happy that you guys learned so much. And again, thanks to Sarah. Let's give her a round of applause one more time. And yeah, keep learning, keep growing, ladies. We'll see you next week. And I know you're getting closer to just growing and getting your businesses going. So